Hello there everybody, this is Cholera and welcome to a suggested game highly recommended by at least a dozen people on my channel. This is Flash versus Leta, and by the way, I do see all the comments on my profile. Someone mentioned that it's easier to message me. Both ways are fine. Messaging me is fine. Leaving comments on my profile is fine. I get emails for all that. So I do know that you know what you guys are recommending. I did hold off on doing this because I was hoping to get some dual commentaries, but you know, looks like my usual partners are busy these last few days, so I'm gonna just solo this game. And certainly, I'm looking forward to these two titans of Terran facing off against each other, and they are different players, they have different styles, and certainly different histories too. This is Flash, by the way, at the upper left in yellow. We've got Leta at the middle in red. This is Medusa, of course. And Medusa, good place to have a big TVT. Usually we do not see TVTs on this map, in fact. We usually see, you know, TVPs, actually. We usually do see a Protoss. But we're going to be seeing a TVT. This is Neo Medusa, of course. That will allow some building in the middle, by the way. So I guess the different trajectories of their careers are basically that Leta is kind of pulling a Flash. He has burst upon the scene, taking down favorites. The only thing he hasn't done is, you know, win an OSL in his first showing. As well, actually, Flash didn't. I don't think he won the OSL in his first showing, but you know, he didn't win a Star League yet. Basically, Flash did win several very quickly into his young career. Leta also not quite as young as Flash was when Flash just started you know, when he just burst upon the scene basically and started tearing everybody up. But at the same time, now Flash is the one who is more of a veteran despite his overall young age, and also, of course, is on a bit of a Flash slump. And what a Flash slump is basically is you know, Flash wins only about 50% of his games instead of, you know, 80. But you know, certainly it is a bit of a slump in overall, you know, when you look at his record, and that, you know, that's significant. Leta, on the other hand, is absolutely just tearing it up, and he just needs to do a little bit better in one of the Star Leagues, and he will certainly be able to claim his right as possibly the best Terran in the world. I mean, really, it's between Flash and Leta at this point. There are other good Terrans out there, but none of them, I would say, are real contenders. I mean, some you can make an argument for, you know, Sky High, for example, but I think he's not nearly accomplished enough as these two. But looks like both players are going to start off with, well, actually, slightly different builds. In fact, I was just going to say, I was looking at their stats. Nope, actually about the same builds. Slightly different finishing of the barracks, perhaps. But interesting enough, we're going to be seeing Leta there, just with one SCV on gas. That probably means a fast command center, and it's going to be pretty fast, in fact, here on Neo Medusa. And that is going to certainly be a variation in this game that should be interesting. TVTs can be a little bit slow in starting up, especially when two good players are playing each other and they both decide to go for conventional openings. But certainly, I've been hearing this game is very exciting. So, you know, ghosts, battle cruisers, nukes. I'm expecting something interesting, or perhaps just a very, very brilliantly played, tactically rich StarCraft game, and that would also be quite enjoyable. So, oh, interesting. Flash is going to be going for a fast starport here, possibly a 2-port. It is going to be 2-port Wraith. This is definitely not what I would expect looking at these two players' dossiers. And looks like we're going to get Leta going for a fast starport also. I'm not sure if the the pulling off of the gas was just not really, I guess, just to get a couple more minerals. I'm not sure if it was to get a fast expansion, because it doesn't look like he is doing that. And Flash right now is going for 2-port rates. That's going to be cloak rates. Meanwhile, Leta is going to be going for, some other trickery too. He's going to try to get this Vulture through the minerals here and get it into the back of Flash's base. So normally I'd expect the other way around. I'd expect Flash to be going for an expansionistic build, Leta to be going for his almost patented 2-port Wraiths, his signature move. But this time Flash is going to be showing off his Wraith Micro, which is still very deadly. And by the way, Flash still has a 68% dominant TVT record. I think Leta and Flash are almost tied. Let me check out Leta's record. 68 and 68. Flash right now, I don't know if it includes this game, but about 0.5% higher than Leta in overall record TVT. Of course, Flash has played many more games, so I'd say he's the better TVT player lifetime, but right now, it is so close, I really cannot call it. Flash perhaps doing a little bit worse. He has been beaten by Leta in the Star Leagues recently. But anyway, Flash right now is going to get scouted. Leta has gotten through, by the way, with one Vulture, but it's not going to do him much good because Flash has Wraiths out, and that is going to stop this Vulture from doing anything. It's going to get a little bit of scouting, that's it. Hiva, meanwhile, I'm sorry, not Hiva, Leta is going to be going for Cloak also, and he's building, it looks like, an armory, so he's going to be using his Goliaths to defend here, whereas Flash is getting an Academy. He anticipates some kind of Cloak Raids. He's definitely anticipating Cloak Raids, basically, and he's anticipated it correctly. He's going to get scans, and I think this is gonna play into Flash's favor here. His number of raids is going to be greater than Leta's, of course, and he should be able to do more damage here, take control of the air, basically. There is Leta coming back with one Wraith. He does have Cloak. Flash does not right now have scans, but Flash, what is he doing? I think, oh, there it is. There's scan. He was just trying to minimize damage while he picks off the one Wraith, and Flash now has scans of his own. Leta opening his eyes wide. He's in a bit of trouble here in the early game. Flash is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Flash right now is the one who has to run away, though, from the Cloak rates of Leta. Flash doing a brilliant job of pulling away his damage rates so that Leta is unable to kill it off, but no. Despite the dancing, Flash does lose one Wraith, so both players down one Wraith each. I'm not sure if Leta has pushed out with any ground forces or done something. I think he's expanding, actually, at this time. On the minimap, it does appear like he's doing something that is natural. And Flash, meanwhile, is doing a lot of harassment here. Lots of dogfights occurring everywhere around the map. Just very interesting game here. You know, stealth dogfights. This is, the future of modern warfare, by the way. It's going to be kind of like this with all these stealth fighters we're having out nowadays. The F-22 Raptor, F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. Although certainly, it's very interesting. I guess you could say that radar-controlled missiles are in some ways you need to have the detection of the opponent to be able to dogfight nowadays, at least from a long distance, to be able to figure out where your opponent is and to be able to knock out their planes. Intelligence is very important, and certainly knocking down the intelligence is also very important. So, in any case, though, both players have stealth fighters. Flash has the slightly earlier AWACS technology, slightly earlier radar sights, but right now we're going to see Leta picking up better economy here with his earlier expansion. He's also got one Cloak Wraith inside of Flash's base, just doing scouting. Flash has got about 3 or 4 raids, but I think he's just going to repair and then go for another raid. Not sure if Leta has gotten a scan yet, a scanner yet. I assume he does, though. And Flash right now going to get harassed a little bit more. He only has one command center, so despite slightly earlier radar technology, he's not going to be able to take advantage of it so much. He does pick off another Wraith, though, so still with a small air advantage here. And this is horrible for Flash. I mean, look at this. Leta is already up with his expansion. Flash has been using his resources to build tanks, though, so he's going to have an earlier ground push here. And meanwhile, Leta has gotten himself Goliaths, which are not very good against a couple of tanks from Flash. So Flash could do a lot of damage, could even possibly finish this game off if he pushes with sufficient force. Leta, though, is going to have a quick economic advantage very soon. Flash has siege mode, but I'm not sure why he's not going forward here. He needs to be aggressive and try to finish Leta off, or at least do some damage. Flash right now has his expansion up, but it's a full couple of minutes behind. Leta right now has one fewer tank, and I don't think he has siege mode right now, which is going to make a huge difference. Flash just crawling forward, though, sieging up in every way, every few steps of the way, and I don't think that's a great idea. By the way, for those of you who are looking for ways to suggest games or contact me, I often have way too many messages in my YouTube message box. So do go to your emails and email me at CholeraSC, one word, at hotmail.com. By the way, that's also a place where, if you have PayPal, you can donate to the Cholera Fund, where I am accepting a couple donations to help support these commentaries, support me for my time, sometimes for software. Although I'm pretty much collecting, I've pretty much collected all the software I needed, and I'm pretty good with my hardware, thanks to you guys mainly. I managed to pay for most of my hardware upgrades. In any case, Leta expanding again and fighting off a harassment from Flash, who is just crawling across the map. Too fast.